Hi Scorpio, this is Luciani. I'm here to give you your weekly forecast, spiritual forecast. Thank you so much for coming to this channel. If you like it, please like and subscribe. And let's get right into your message for the week of December 31st to January 6, 2019. Happy New Year's. The spirit guides for those Scorpios. Advice, spiritual guidance messages for the week of December 31st, 2018 to January 6th, 2019. Spirit, what are those messages? Okay. So let's get right into it. Okay, so I do see a lot of like fiery energy that's going to be transitioned into it. To start off your reading, we have an issue in reversal. The female issue here is all about celebrations and falling in love and just good energy. This being in reverse is just the opposite of that. Someone, I guess, is too prideful in the environment. For others, this could possibly mean some kind of rivalry. This is, about some sort of hasty decisions, overly hasty decisions. Someone who is like a frivolous character, material interests. Throughout time, though, you go into this Yemaya energy. This is also known as the Empress energy in traditional tarot, number 3. And something that you're trying to birth. Something that needs to be birthed. For others, there's some sort of loss of property or assets if this is together. So just be careful, be mindful of anything that needs to be, I guess, taken care of. Closing down of a firm, some sort of irritable behavior. Someone who doesn't want to apologize because their irration is justified. So let's just go ahead on. There's a lot of courage and tenacity that's here. The fire element also represents new enterprises that can possibly come in. This is a lot of, I would just say this, for this particular reading, I'm seeing that fire is required for some of you guys needing to get into that, get busy type of energy. For others, you're already in it. It's some sort of transforming essence of fire, some kind of clarifying spirit you're receiving. And in the future, it seems like you're fighting for it. You're really fighting for this clarity, some sort of clarity on something. This also can mean somebody's very combative, a lot of liveliness, like burning sensation for some of you. In the future, like I said, like you are battling for this clarification, this purification. For others, I would definitely just be very mindful of any adversities or strife that can come your way. This is something that's being, I would say someone is being very cut. So this looks two ways. Someone in your environment or yourself is being very hasty, or just some sort of hasty character, combativeness that's really getting in the way of this birth, fertility of new ideas or new enterprises. some sort of happy marriage that can be interfered with this energy here. Some of you are combative right now, or someone in your environment is combative, or you just have this go, go, go energy right now. And throughout everything that you might go through, you're still able to kind of be courageous throughout any difficulties that you experience. And you're feeling like I'm wealthy, I'm gaining in life, I have an increase. But what accomplishes is that there's either, for some of you, this could mean that this is either some sort of unbalance that's occurring, and you're starting to see it. For others, there's some sort of like false prophets, maybe seeing yourself as a false prophet, or someone in your environment you're seeing as a false prophet. Some projects that you feel like are going to be good won't come off the ground or future. And this is tied up with this female issue, which could definitely mean some sort of character flaw. Some kind of like, with this in the upright, this is celebration, this is parties, this is people laughing, joking, having a good time, happiness, surprises, courtship, engagement, fall in love, seduction. You know, just it's just fun, you know. Good luck is on your side. But when this is here, it's like someone is making very quick decisions, not really thinking too much into them. And while you think that everything is good, what comes out of it is really something, some sort of project that just comes down, or some sort of illusion thinking everything is okay when it's, I guess, really not. And there's some sort of victory that needs to be happening here. Your spirit advice is saying there's a victory here, but it's not going to be easy. Whatever that is, it's not going to be easy. You have the Four of Fire. Yet again, you're thinking about some sort of victory. Some sort of victory that's on your mind that you feel like you have to fight against the wills and strife and everything. But there's some sort of hasty decision that's not thought out, that really leaves you at a loss. So just be really mindful of how, I guess, you come across, so that doesn't impede on any projects that you have going that can, you know, have you feeling like a millionaire. With this message from Fire, it's kind of like, don't lose that energy, don't lose hope. Scorpio, don't feel like it's gone. Don't let anything or anyone discourage you. You have to make moves, you know what I mean? You have to be fair, and also your attitudes. For some of you guys, this could be you with hasty behavior, and it's kind of like you have to be fair in your attitudes, which could transmit or you change into it, whichever. There's some sort of truth that's guiding you. This also could mean love is like some sort of means, the only means for happiness, from some of you. For others, this could be a lesson where you learn throughout time that love is the reason for like happiness. And in the Tower, in the reverse, in the center of your reading, it's kind of like you've dealt with all of these different devastations. Maybe this lost project or something that you thought was real isn't, and then it leaves you like, wow. And there's some sort of big victory here, and there's a lot of feminine energy here, so there's a lot of creative emotions. There could be a lot of different things that are occurring, but for the most part, for the Tower in the reverse, it's kind of like there's some sort of conflict. There's some sort of disruption that happens that brings you into some sort of enlightenment stage. This enlightenment stage could be the fact that you're like, wait a minute, love is the way to happiness. You know, this fire energy paired up with the fire element. I mean, what more of a message could this be? It's very clarifying. Spirit, fire is spirit, out, you know, in alchemy, and it's here to purify. That's its duty. And you could definitely be purified if you take on this beautiful, beautiful energy of, you know, start kind of this purification, I'm saying. Because I see water here too. Let me think. I would suggest this being some sort of plans being coming true, because you go through the difficulty, some sort of difficulty that you must go through, and your integrity as a thinking or rational being, then you're able to defeat any base desires and interests as a way to reach your proposed aim. It's not going to be hard. That sounds very a lot, but when we use our integrity, thinking rationally, even through some like really, you know, strifeful times, very arduous moments, things that are very heated, it's kind of like Spirit Advice is asking, use that beautiful, rational, intelligent, logical mind, and also make sure that you take this thing where you realize truth and love goes hand in hand, and that is the way to happiness. You could possibly be in some real obstacles or illusions or some kind of arguing, and out of nowhere you realize, oh, this isn't going to get me to where I need to go. I need to figure out how to be rational or logical in terms of any level of interpretation, whether, I guess, body language or written language, words that are being used, speech. And it's difficult. It literally is here for some sort of big victory, but it's some sort of defeating the difficulties in life, because in the center here, as I mentioned, there are some big time difficulties of getting through those storms. That tower in the very middle is the end of something. And the end of something also means there's some sort of like, you feel oppressed or some sort of imprisonment or something. A lot of conflicts that are going on. So let me clarify this just to get a broader understanding as to what's going on. Okay. We have the World card. Wow. So there's some new beginnings that's coming out of like some hasty decisions that have been made, some sort of opportunity that comes in because of some sort of down on your luck or very serious type of energy, you know. And here, upright, it's kind of like, oh, la 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 la, and like, in in the reverse, it's kind of like, I'm very, very serious, don't play with me kind of energy. And the World card is here to let you know that there might be a new beginning from this. You might be receiving a new beginning because of that behavior. Or this is someone who is like really materialistic. Someone who's very, I guess, making these hasty decisions, and you're starting to look at it like, okay, I might need another avenues. For others, this can mean a whole ending that's coming up that you really are, I guess, needing some sort of paradigm shift that occurs with the spirit device. Um, there's some kind of going away by water. Wow, look, there's some sort of journey with all of the disruptions and um, all of the difficulties in life, all of the things that like kind of weigh us down inwardly, if that makes sense, because the swords energy is all about the things that really are like the swords in our stomachs when we think about them. So those difficult moments, it's like this fertile energy. I want to birth something. I want to start something fresh and new, and I think I might have to go away to really get my mind in order for this. This also could mean some sort of going away out of a marriage, um, some sort of separation from somebody. This also could mean some kind of material wealth. For some of you guys, a sound understanding, also knowing that, hey, I have a sound understanding that maybe really journeying outside of my mind can really, help. With the Five of Swords here, there is some sort of victory when you are purifying yourself. There is a victory here, but this card is also about overconfidence. Someone whose pride is so big that, yes, you're purifying yourself, but at the same time, you're losing big time projects, big time illusions that are going on, and you're like ending something very hastily, going into a new direction, not really knowing where you're going. And the spirit of Ice is saying, use this beautiful water energy, Scorpio, so that you can kind of see things in a more rational way, because you don't want to make hasty, irrational decisions when your rational mind is sitting here giving you some really sound advice. So, and with the Knight of Cups here, that is like some sort of going after strife, or some sort of strife, and you're facing adversities that I would say that Knight of Cups is some sort of healing message. This could also mean there's some sort of high intelligence and romanticism. Somebody who's really romantic. Maybe you going away, realize that, hey, love. So love is coming in two spots here. It's some sort of like, oh, let love lead the way. And instead of battling with it, kind of like just flow with it, I'm assuming. Because here in the present, there's a lot of fiery combativeness, and it's like, yeah, I won the fight, I'm winning the fight, but is it really a win? You must ask yourself, is it really a win, or is it really causing some sort of separation? And Spirit Advice is really asking that too. Here's the 20. Wow, Judgment card. These are very powerful energies. You have the Temperance card here, the Strength card in the reverse for your Spirit Advice, Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. So you might be dealing with an Earth sign, Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo, or you're dealing with Ace of Cups energy, so maybe a water sign, Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer. So you're feeling really like abundant, you're feeling like everything is going to be everything. You feel reawakened. For some of you guys, you're feeling like this big time awakening state that's going on. Others of you, it's kind of like you're feeling renewed. You're feeling very fortunate, very grateful, very powerful. The energy is here. The Temperance card here is some sort of collaboration or some sort of project that didn't work out. Some kind of an illusion. For some of you guys, you're feeling like there's some sort of harmony that can be made off of something that's very like an obstacle, and it's just harmonious. It turns into a harmonious type of energy, because at first it seems like it's a very illusionary. It's like, what do I do? Very stuck type energy, and it's kind of like, okay, I have to be more harmonious. I have to be more collaborative, harmony. You know what I mean? It really makes sense here, because that Wheel of Fortune card here is kind of saying the same thing. It's kind of some sort of unexpected turn of luck or some sort of good fortune or success or increase. But it comes at a cost, at a very hasty decision, or you don't want to make hasty decisions on good fortune. Something that you feel like wasn't increasing your life. You want to truly think about what it is here, because this is something that I'm assuming that all of you guys want, but at the same time, it's like, how are you being treated, or how are you treating others type of energy is really carrying this thing where a lot of fighting. I see a lot of fighting going on. Someone who wants to be right. Someone who very, very overly confident. Someone who, like, look at the card. Someone has swords and the tiger, or lion. And he doesn't care. He's just only caring about the fact that he won. And it's like empathy. This is a lot of fire energy, so there's some sort of like combativeness all the time, where somebody just ups and leaves for their own better good. I'm saying, your spirit advice is definitely saying not only that there's some sort of victory here if you use your logical mind, but there's some sort of abuse of power that's going on. Some kind of domination. For others of you, this is some kind of discord. This card suggests that the need for meditation as a help in controlling some of our animalistic passions. So some Scorpios could feel like some of you guys need to meditate and realize and go into that higher mind. Spirit advice is basically saying meditate, go into your higher mind and think more rationally and logically about things. What you're recalling is some sort of victory over, I guess, this person that is causing, let me say, some kind of strife or some sort of dependent on others. Some kind of dependence is here. You're constantly thinking over some sort of winning over being dependent on somebody. This also means some sort of victory or trying to get to some sort of understanding something that you feel like is very suspicious. Some of you guys are recalling on some fear of failure, some sort of lack, or you feel some energy you feel like you don't trust somebody, and you're like, I need to kind of like figure out what they all about, or I don't know them like I think I know them. There's some sort of suspicion. But at the end of the day, all you want is peace and harmony. There's some sort of peace and harmony is here, but I think you're thinking that it's not peace and harmony. You're thinking it's some sort of mistrust here, some kind of discord, some sort of dependence or something. And but there's like this peaceful home, harvest home, perfected work, some sort of safe haven. I don't know, Scorpio. I think that what you're reflecting on is very contradictory, because how you're feeling is very like, I'm winning in life. I had this awakening. I know that I'm rich and abundant, which is beautiful feelings. But what you're reflecting on is you're suspicious and seeing like some sort of mistrust in something that's actually a safe haven for you. But let's move on. So we have the Ace of Cups, clarifying the fire element here. So yeah, it's like, don't lose hope. There's so much here for you. What changes is into like this beautiful Ace of Cups energy, which is one of my personal favorite energies in the deck, because it's just so much abundance and happiness and joy and fertility and nourishment of your spiritual sources, and literally the list goes on. And that's what changes into your environment. I think that you start to see something for what it really is. You start seeing that I need to maybe collaborate more, or be in a little bit more of a harmony-based type mindset. That's surely what your spirit advice is suggesting. Going into that higher, not higher mind, but yeah, that intelligent mindset, such as, no, I always had this thing where, what is intelligence, right? Intelligence is creativity, our feminine emotional body, and intelligence is our logical rational body. But it's suggesting that you're using both, using this beautiful intuition as well as using this logical mind for harmony's sake. This energy here is very serious. You might want to lighten your load, maybe kind of lighten up, instead of making like a big deal out of something. Perhaps kind of like in this energy, like celebratory, ha 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 type of thing. Because there can be a big increase here. For some of you guys, you're anticipating an increase, but if you make a hasty decision, you're going to lose it. And then you realize it and you're like, oh shit, I lost it. I should have been more coordinating. Somebody is leaving a marriage. Somebody has had it up to here and with their burdens and all, just want to leave. And at very end here is this energy. You have the Justice in the reverse, and you have the Tower in the reverse. It's such an amazing read, but then at the very end, it's kind of like, it's kind of depressing. It seems like you guys are in your own way. It's some sort of inequality, some sort of excessive severity. This energy is someone who's extremely serious. Excessive severity. Everything is excessively, extremely serious. So there's some sort of complications that can occur, some kind of bias, someone who's unbalanced. And I don't see this being anybody. I think that if anything, someone is trying to give you this token of love that's very fortunate and passionate, and it causes happiness. Alright, I'm going to give you some additional advice here, just because I'm being friendly. And what are some additional advice for Scorpios? Oh, wow. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So, as we were saying, this whole reading is that you have to remember how to be harmonious, Scorpio. There's a beautiful token of love here. Um, Even when you even receive these opportunities to like have these new beginnings, don't get in the way of yourself. Yes, you're winning battles because you feel as though you're right, which you may well very be correct, you know? But is it too serious of a message that's coming across? Is it to the point where you're leaving someone's life or they're leaving your life? Ask yourself, is it that serious? Is it going to get in the way of a beautiful love here? You have the hangman here for this a beautiful new beginning. Um, I would suggest with the hangman there with clarifying that two of cups energy is kind of like it's kind of like surrendering to a higher cause, some sort of reversal in your life. If you surrender to a higher being that causes this reversal in one's way of life, this talks about in spiritual matters, wisdom, self-sacrificing sometimes, maybe self-sacrificing how we're feeling like you might not have a victory out of something if you self-sacrifice yourself, or some sort of, you feel like you feel like you still won but in a lesser degree, but at the same time keep in mind that there's love here and a great offer and this beautiful energy, but at the end you have to ask yourself, is it that serious that I'm going to cause all of this commotion and confusion in my life that's having to me go into meditation mode to see that, I need to think more rationally and logically, because what you're calling on is some sort of like suspicion or mistrust in somebody who is like your safe haven or some sort of joy and safety net, I'm assuming, for you guys. So I stopped there. I went way over time for y'all. If you like the reading, please subscribe and like. If you're looking for a personal reading, please, I left my information below. You can just contact me for that. Thank you guys, and peace to you.